back together and ready to go. Took it for its first little shakedown run around the block, and shake it did. Brought it back here to look it over, see if I could find a problem, and it didn't take long. The aft slip yoke and U-joint, that has been like that for quite some time, and this yoke is wasted. There's no just changing this U-joint. We're gonna need a whole new one. So off to my favorite local self-serve wrecking yard this morning, and let's see what I can find. Get it ready for its next shakedown run. Very nice, good used yoke assembly going in. I was going to put a brand new U-joint in it, but it's got a very nice one in there. And I'm thinking I may need to replace more than just the one. So we'll see how this goes. This will be good for a shakedown anyway. Well, it runs, it drives, and it passed California state emissions check. So now to continue with the TLC, we're going to look at the front brakes, which I suspect are not great. And we're going to swap out the wheels and tires. So I'm going to get set up and away we go. This is what I'm finding all over this truck. I think we're going to do a little pressure washing here before we continue. That's not going to be very good. There we get them. That'll make it a little easier. Yeah, those pads aren't completely worn out, but they're certainly close enough. And this truck sat for a long, long time. And I don't know if you can see at the center there, packed full of mud. The CV boots look okay. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Wheel bearings are fairly loose on this side, which is one of the biggest reasons I want to take this apart and seat them, clean them, repack them. Safe way. And I have to go chase the one that got away there. These cone washers get seated in there pretty good, and they don't like to come out. Requires a little bit of shock force to get them to move. Oh, that one's already out. We are not going to be going back together with these flanges. We're going to do a locking hub conversion on this while we're apart with it. I'm not a huge fan of Toyota's automatic differential disengage or ADD system they've got. I think they named that before attention deficit disorder was a thing. But I don't prefer that setup. I like the old way. These hub nuts take a 54mm socket, which is about as common as an honest politician. So 2 1/8 works just fine. These were not tight, not at all. That tightened almost a full turn. Yeah. I want to take a good hard look at these bearings. I'll have to clean them to be sure, but that doesn't look too bad to me at first glance. More mud, what do you know? Parts are clean. Everything's here, ready to go back together. Let's pack some wheel bearings and get moving. Nice, clean wheel bearings. Packed the easy way. Make sure it's going the right way. Ah! I broke my seal driver. "43 foot-pounds to seat." Back it off. "18 foot-pounds. Get on there. "35 foot-pounds on the lock nut. Oop, too many. 35. Sold. something. I want to chase these threads for the hub. Make sure they're clean. Yeah. Problem resolved. Cone washers first. Flat washers. There we go. Okay. That gasket has some grit on it. I'm going back together with used gaskets here. I thought I had new ones and I don't. But these are still serviceable if I don't tear them. This one. This will only go in here in two positions. There. And there. Any other position and it hangs up. there's two locking tabs that need to be aligned. Not much torque on these. Oop, battery's about dead there. That worked out well. Unlocked. Uh-oh. There we go. And locked. The axle's turning. All right. Well, that's a little stiffer than I like. Okay. Probably can't see anything right now. I'm probably completely in the way. This is not my favorite brake line setup. All right, that is reassembled. I'm not going to bore you with the brake bleeding. I'll take care of that. And we'll be back when it's all put back together here. All done. Gave it its first wash. Well, first one since I've had it. Basic front brake job done. New used wheels and tires installed. Manual locking hub conversion done. There's not much of a conversion. It's just as you're going back together with it, you don't put the direct drive flanges back on. You put the locking hub on. But basically it. And for anybody that wants to tell me how terrible a how-to video this is, let me just say, it wasn't a how-to video. This is just me taking you along as I sort of begin to get my new beater truck in order. Still kind of in what I would call a survey stage. I did not yet pull the back brakes apart. I have no excuse for why I didn't just turn the truck around and do that at the same time, but I'll get to that in the next day or two. And change all the belts and hoses still. Had its first oil change. Need to get through and do a complete lube on it. I haven't lubed anything other than the parts of the front suspension that I bet was touching when I did the brakes, and the parts of the drive shaft that I touched when I changed out the rear slip yoke. But other than that, I'll try not to show you the boring stuff. This paint is beyond dead, but it was a pretty blue at one time. Kind of like, there you go. Well, I don't think this iPhone camera's going to pick that up too well, but not such a bad SoCal sunset. Anyway, she's no jewel, but honestly, the body is really straight. If I was inclined to spend the money to paint this truck, I think it would look very nice. But for me to have a very nice looking truck, given what I would tend to use it for, just really doesn't stand the reason. It does look pretty crappy though. I may have to do something about that. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Any questions? Post them down below. I'd love to chat with you, answer anything, and see you on the next one.